There you go.
Shit in space.
It's the B block on the Metaverse podcast, and we're talking about shit in space.
There's a little bit of genius with that. Well, we don't use it all the time, so I don't hear it all the time. But every time we bring it back out, it reminds me how it was completely spur of the moment.
Yes,
and, I was ill at the time, but it was.
For those of you who don't know the intro that you just heard, because trying to come up with these little, vignettes that we know we're going to do all the time. One of them was we like space. We like talk about aliens and shit. So we're going to talk about, it's like, all right, we're going to talk about shit in space. What do you want to call it? And it's like, how about we call it shit in space? And we were like, genius. And so whenever we talk about space, we talk about shit in space.
Uh-huh.
And that's the intro that we use.
But that was like, I hadn't thought that out, or we just kind of, we were going to go do the segment one night, and we said, hey, well, let's do it live. We hit the dramatic music, and I did that over it.
Right, because it was we were trying to do like a pigs in space, but less enthusiastic.
Right.
If anybody familiar with the old Muppet Show bit, pigs in space, but we wanted to do it less excitably. So that was.
And there was only so many of the pigs in space bits.
Yeah, it was like three of them.
You always felt really lucky when you got one.
Yeah.
I missed the Muppet Show, man. That was a
good fucking show. Even that remake was pretty good. The Muppets, whatever they called it.
Well, they tried to, they tried to stay true to the old.
It was like the Muppet version of 30 Rock, is what it was.
Right.
So, but
which was
anyway,
back to what the original Muppet Show was.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's see. This, well, you already know I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latours, floating through the galaxy of weird news and ready to drop a meteor-sized turd of truth right in your lap. Welcome to our special segment, Shit in Space. First up, brace for impact, folks. A failed Soviet spacecraft, Cosmos 482, is about to yeet itself back to Earth after 50 years of doing donuts in orbit. Scientists say it could crash this week, but no one knows where. So if you hear a boom and your roof suddenly supports Soviet hardware, congrats, you've just won the Cold War lottery. And look, if a hunk of rusted space junk takes me out, I hope they put "Killed by Communism" on my tombstone.
Wow. You wouldn't be the first killed by communism. Sorry.
Meanwhile, down in Texas, Elon Musk is playing Sim City. End times in Sim. SpaceX keeps expanding, and Elon wants to build a town just for his company. Because what billionaire doesn't dream of running their own Bond villain lair? It's like a company town, but instead of coal miners, you get overworked engineers, crypto bros, and fanboys crying over Teslas. And hey, if Elon needs a mayor, I nominate a Roomba with a Twitter account.
Muskville. Hashtag Muskville.
Of course, Rush is not just sitting around polishing old rockets. You get the reference of polishing the rockets?
I get it.
They're reportedly gearing up for a space war, allegedly targeting SpaceX satellites. That's right. Moscow got laser eyes on Musk's toys. So now we're not just worried about global warming, pandemics, and AI. We get to add interstellar beef to the list. If Russia zaps Starlink, half the world's internet addicted teenagers will have to go outside and talk to their parents. It's terrifying.
Really is.
But wait, there's more. Scientists are now claiming that they have the strongest evidence yet for life beyond our solar system, which is amazing news until you remember that we can't even handle life on Earth without setting it on fire. Personally, I think aliens are already watching us like a bad reality show called Keeping Up with the Hairless Apes. And rounding out this star-studded clusterfuck, astrobiologists warn that extraterrestrial life may look nothing like life on Earth. Translation? Forget the little green men. It's probably going to be more like a space mold or intergalactic armpit fungus, which frankly feels right. I mean, why should the universe give us hot space babes when it could just hit us with cosmic athlete's foot?
You can still fuck it.
That's your deep space dumpster dive from TMVP News. I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, reminding you when you stare into the void probably thinks you're an idiot.
I mean, look, well, all right, first, let me start here, okay? We got Cosmos 482, a rusty Soviet space turd from the Cold War, hurling back at Earth like universe's return to sender. I mean, sure, they might say a harmless crash somewhere remote, but that's what they always say before you wake up with a titanium booster in your fucking backyard and the HOA threatening to fine you for unauthorized landscaping. But does anyone stop to ask why all this junk is just falling now? Oh, well, no, because why we're all gawking at Elon Musk down in Texas playing fucking Sim City with real people. He's building himself a corporate kingdom that's just basically a space Vatican meets Fire Festival. This man's trying to control the means of space and internet production, and Russia knows it. That's why the Kremlin's aiming lasers at Starlink. It's not just about war, it's about controlling the skies. If Russia knocks out SpaceX satellites, say goodbye to your GPS, your TikToks, your late night doom scrolling, you'll have to start navigating with actual stars. And the last time I checked, most of you can't fucking find a star with the constellation without a fucking app. So, but don't worry, scientists have bigger news. They think they've found life beyond our solar system, in case we haven't already screwed up one planet bad enough. And just when you start imagining cute little green dudes, no. They're not landing on the White House lawn. The fucking astrobiologists slap us in the face with, it probably looks like nothing like life on Earth. Like we're talking about alien slime molds, plasma clouds, sentient farts from Jupiter's moon. What the fuck is going on? And here's where it gets real, because what if Cosmos 482 isn't just a failed Soviet probe? What if it's a beacon? What if it's the galactic dinner bell and the aliens have been waiting for it to crash? So now they know Earth's ready for harvest. Think about it. A planet run by billionaires, building company towns, world powers lasering each other's satellites, and humans so dumb we can't even handle fucking road rage without literally losing our shit. Do you really think that they're here to make friends? No. They're here to take over. And honestly, good. Because at this point, I say, bring it on. Mike, I know you're listening. I know you can hear me. I know you agree wholeheartedly. And I know that you'll join me when I say, welcome, alien overlords. Please take the wheel. We've clearly proven that we can't be trusted with this planet. Probe away, you glorious interstellar jellyfish. We're ready.
That probing may come sooner than you think, Maddie. Baba Vanga's got an alien contact prediction. Adding
Oh, Baba Vanga!
Adding to the intrigue of being anally violated with farm equipment, the late Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga's predictions for 2025 have gained renewed attention. She prophesied that this year could mark humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial civilizations, either through space exploration or discovery on Earth. While speculative, her predictions align with the heightened public and scientific interest in the search for alien life.
Now, I know that this was written by an alien,
Yes.
but I thought it was prophesized. I thought when you give a prophecy,
Yes. Prophecy.
but in the past time, it's not prophesied; it is prophesized. You said the word right.
No,
I'm saying it's the wrong word.
And well, I remember reading over it last night, and I think I said prophesized. I don't know if it's accepted both ways, but I don't feel like this is wrong.
Okay. Like crematory and crematorium.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
is it just the whole
kind of however you? Well, it's like the British spell color with a U.
Because they're fucking stupid.
And gray with an E. I mean, it's there's some variant in the language, and it's a matter of
right. It's a matter of being right and wrong, and we're fucking right and they're fucking wrong. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck that the language is named after their fucking country, dude. I don't give a fuck. All right. I got into an argument with a girl online yesterday because
you're intolerant.
Well, all right. So it's a group called like feral neurodivergent rage posting.
Yeah.
And it said, if you think you're so smart, post or comment a word that starts with S and ends with D.
Okay.
And I went looking at the comments, and somebody said sod, SOD, like sod off. And I was like, I think the word you're looking for is sod. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
you weren't taking into account that it was vernacular from some other part of the world.
Well, right, some other part of the world, and I was corrected many times over. It's funny how many people will see a comment, see somebody correct somebody, and then say the same correction.
Pile right on.
Pile the same thing, just like a different insult. But I was like,
that's Facebook fucking them though, because sometimes if you're not looking at all the comments, they'll show you the most relevant comments. So like you don't realize that somebody's replied to that already 82 times, and you're like, oh fuck this guy, I got it. I got the fucking first comment on this motherfucker.
I'll fucking show this guy. I'm like, hey man,
meanwhile,
I made a mistake.
you're number 88. Right.
Like I didn't, and I wasn't even like fucking mean. And then I apologized. Like, hey, listen, I didn't know.
Wasn't a phrase you were familiar
with. It wasn't a phrase that I am familiar with. But, sod off is apparently like if you, right. So I think the point that I was making is British people are fucking stupid. Right? That's a stupid fucking sod off. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I've heard of calling like a sod, like if you call like a worthless person a sod. I've heard of calling them that, right? But sod off, that doesn't even make sense. I don't care. All right? And not for nothing, their fucking accents sound dumb. I ain't heard a dumber accent sounding than that. I'll tell you that right fucking now. Right fucking now.
Okay.
Because I saw this one, another guy posted, it was like, who would win in a fight, 100 Brits or 100 Americans? Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. And one woman came up and she's like, all right, well, we're going to build a dream team. We're going to get two dudes raised in the mountains of Appalachia, raised by mountain people. We're going to get two Florida felons. And she just goes on this list of two working class Bostonians, one Philadelphia Eagles fan, born and raised in Philadelphia. And she's like, and you know what? We don't even need any more dudes than that. But we'll get, and she starts picking dude from like Portland. She's like, well, one polyamorous, from Portland, just so they can watch. Dude, you don't know what the fuck. How many 100 Brits versus 100 Americans?
We played that game already.
Fuck out of here. We've played that game. Then we played 100 Americans saving a bunch of Brits from fucking Germans. We played that game too. So we played that game twice. We're world champions at that game. At saving the Brits from the Germans, world champs.
All of Europe, really.
Yeah, but we only gave a fuck about the Brits. That's really all we cared about.
Guys, mom needs help again.
Didn't I tell her to fuck off? I said I'm not paying that fucking bill. You can't make. Well, I can't. I can't let the neighbors pick on her, for Christ's sake. That's like me, dude, as much like all the fucking complaint.
Your mother is England, and you're American.
My mother is England, yes,
and you're the United States.
I'm the United States, yes. There's a deep affection for both ways, But there's been wars. There's been horrible, bloody wars.
Big arguments.
Many died. But now, like
that ocean, it's a good thing.
But like the neighbors are fucking with my mom, and I'm getting kind of pissed off about it. Did I tell you about the story?
No. So,
my mom started to see mice in the house.
Okay.
Right? She's old, and my dad's in a chair. Like
right.
We never had mice before. We've never had mice. It's never been a thing. And so she started to see mice. So she got a cat, and the cat's a handful. It's a kitten,
Mm-hmm.
Cat was a handful, but now it's a fully grown cat.
Yep.
Well, the neighbor across the street's daughter comes in. She doesn't live in the neighborhood. She just comes across. She's the daughter of the elderly neighbor who's about my mom's age.
Okay.
And starts talking and starts like giving my mom a raft of shit that the neighbor next door, a completely different set of neighbors, the neighbor's next door son wants this cat because she can't take care of the cat because the cat's always outside. Right?
Okay. Isn't the cat outside?
It's a cat.
Like he's an indoor-outdoor cat, right?
It's a cat.
Right.
It's not declawed. It's a cat. You understand?
Like he wants to be outside sometimes, and he wants to kill something.
It's a cat, dude. If I were to show you this cat's eyes, you would say there's nothing but murder behind those eyes. There's nothing but murder behind this cat's eyes. I've watched this cat stare at a fucking squirrel, and the squirrel was staring right back at him, dude, for 10 minutes. He just stared. He was just waiting for that squirrel to blink.
Yep.
If that squirrel would have taken his eyes, that squirrel was bigger than him at the time.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
This cat is a murder machine.
Doesn't give a fuck.
This cat can take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to argue about this cat's welfare. Right?
Right.
So it got me all in a huff. I hadn't taken any action. And I was about to go out and say something to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom starts telling the story of how when she first got the cat, she didn't think she was going to be able to get the cat, to keep the cat. So she told the kid she was going to give him the cat. And then decided not to.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, you created this yourself. Yeah. This isn't just some random people worried about your cat. No, you started this problem earlier. You know what I mean?
Which is maybe later I'll give you the cat.
No, but like she didn't think she was going to be able to keep the cat, so she told the kid he was going to give him the cat, and then she didn't give him the cat.
Right.
With I know better.
Right.
Than to trust anything she says, but the people that don't.
Right. Yeah, people who don't know.
People that don't understand. And I'm not saying you can't trust everything she says, but you can't trust everything.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You can trust a good majority. Right? Yeah. But You can't trust everything. So you
have
almost
to-
can't trust nothing.
I
You have
mean,
to approach everything with a sense of skepticism.
You have to assume she's not going to give you a cat.
Right. She's like, if she says, I'm definitely giving you a cat, you have to assume you're not getting a cat.
Nobody's getting any pussy from Maddie's mom.
All right.
I'm sorry, it was right there. Look, if I didn't snatch that one out and deliver it, you would have had to duck it.
See, here's the thing. Here's what I'm most upset about, Mike. Is I didn't make that joke in front of my mom. But I didn't stand up and go, nobody gets pussy from my mom, and walks out. Because she'd have laughed at that.
Oh, that's funny.
It is funny. It is funny, but yeah, I worrying about the welfare of a cat. Like, it's not a dog. Like, and here's the thing: my parents have had a dog way longer than they've had a cat.
Right.
The dog, I hate to say this, the dog is in seriously poor mental condition. The dog is afraid of everything.
Oh.
It hides, it stares in the corner, into the corner most of the time. They say you want to, they usually tell you when a dog stares in the corner, it's going to die.
Right.
This dog's been dying for 6 years. This dog's been dying. It's sad, but the dog's been dying since the other dog died.
Yeah.
And he was about 3 when that dog died. And then he has not been the same since.
Yeah, depression can be bad.
There has been times where my mother had to take him to the groomers and pay extra so the dog could shit. Because the dog, it's a Shih Tzu, and the dog's hair
Oh yeah.
had gotten so long and so clumped together and so matted that she couldn't do anything.
Right.
So she had to like go pay, get him washed and clipped. So if anything needs help, it's this dog.
Right.
But we're worried about a cat that can murder everything in the house.
Literally.
The cat could murder my parents if it wanted to.
Yep.
If that cat got really hungry, it would just eat my dad.
Hey, I had a vet tell me one time, pound for pound, a cat is a worthy opponent you do not want to mess with.
You do not want to fucking face a cat of any size.
Because years and years ago, the first dog that we had together was a German Shepherd. And when he got to be about 6 months old, he was fit enough and had figured out how to move his big gangly legs enough that he could catch up to the cat that we had at the time, because she was fat and kind of slow, but she loved to mess with him. And like,
but even a fat slow cat will fuck you up.
Right. And I was concerned. So when I had him at the vet, I said, yo, he's getting close to the cat. She's fat and slow. He's getting faster, and his legs are getting longer. He turned around. He said, my money's on the cat.
Always.
He said, I've got 2 suture kits on top of my refrigerator all of the time, because I have 2 black labs that just don't understand that the cat doesn't like that. I said, like what? He said, does it matter?
Doesn't like that. The cat doesn't like you.
Like he said, no, he said, I'm serious. The cat has gotten the dog so bad for almost no reason that I had to sew the dog's face shut.
Yeah.
It's
cat will fuck you up. Dude, I in my head, I have that video going of that woman that she was walking in through a gate in the snow, and there was a cat, and she kicked the snow at the cat.
Oh, yeah, and the cat tears.
The cat just jumped in her fucking face.
Yeah,
Cat knew exactly what to fucking do. Right for the eyes. Now, could 100 men defeat a cat? We don't. That's any given Sunday.
Maybe.
Any given Sunday, my friend.
It depends on who he grabs first.
Honestly, you know what I mean? That'd be a better sport, football, but with a cat.
Wow. That could be awesome. Like you just get a big mean one week.
Yeah, something that would survive kickoff, obviously.
No, but I mean, it would be luck of the draw, right? Because some weeks you'd have a cat that didn't mind being shoved up under your arm and running down the field. But other weeks, you'd have one that it really pissed off.
Oh, no. We're going to make sure this is a really pissed off cat every week. On the way, we're going to put it in the carrying case. And on the way to the game, we're just going to shake the shit out of it.
You're sick. Football with a cat. We don't know any animators, dude. You can't keep coming up with ideas like that.
I think that would be fantastic.
Because I'm pretty sure I can't train either of my cats to play football at this point.
But you don't really need to train them to do anything. You know, all they got to do is show up, really.
You can try to hold Lola.
That's kind of the point, isn't it? You know, that's kind of what makes this like a sport. You know, this is going to do to fucking football what MMA has done to boxing. You know what I mean? People are going to watch football and be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Yo,
that ball has no ability to hurt or move on its own.
Tuesday night cat ball.
Will it live?
Or would it be foot cat?
I think it would be foot cat.
And is Tuesday night the best night?
I think every night would be a fantastic night for foot cat.
I know, but we've got to follow the NFL model where you own nights of the week.
Tuesday night, foot cat.
Sounds so dumb.
Are you ready for some foot cat?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Well.
Like, I know it sounds like we think it's funny to be mean to the cat.
That's not the funny part.
That's not the funny part. The funny part is how bad the cat would fuck up everybody that tried to do anything with this cat.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I made the joke. Yeah, if it's have it survive kickoff. You ever try to get a cat to sit still while you're trying to kick it?
Right.
It's really hard. And you can't. We're not going to start out with the cat unconscious. That's just cruel.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him a chance.
Right? You got to give him a chance. That's the point. But I'm obviously out of ideas at this point. Talking about playing football with a cat.
You only need one good one. I mean, that's.
I mean, we got like 9 good minutes out of that, dude. Foot cat. You remember that book? There used to be a book. It was called 101 Uses for a Dead Cat.
I remember hearing the title. I don't think that I've read it.
Oh, it's fantastic. You can oven mitts, slippers. You need 2 of them for that. But
there's a guy on the internet. You usually find him on bad taxidermy sites. He he taxidermies rats and squirrels.
Oh yeah.
And he also sometimes, like, he's made a pencil case out of a rat. Put a zipper
I think I've
on.
seen that. I think I've actually seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking creepy.
It is kind of creepy. But yeah, so the only ones that allow you to show is this guy's using them for shoes, the dead cat,
Oh,
and then hang on.
are we gonna share that?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh here. There's a disguise. You can wrap it around your face like a beard. Shackles.
The dressmaker's mannequin.
Oh, water divination.
Skis.
Lone Ranger mask. All right.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah.
That's a big kitty.
That's a big cat. Well, we got to get ready for C Block. We got Big Daddy, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe Pete.
Maybe I haven't heard anything from anybody, to be honest with you. But we'll be back with C Block, guys. Don't, we'll be back. Whatever. Let's just pay it. I don't.
Did you want to talk about anybody that may have provided promotional consideration for this episode?
Oh yeah. This podcast is sponsored in part by Botana Organics. Botana Organics, cultivating wellness naturally. Visit us at 3650 Silverside Road, Wilmington, Delaware, 19810, or check us out on the web at www.botanaorganics.com.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. So I'll have to replace that